Hey, you want the smoke? I got the smoke. Let's talk about it. All right. Well, as you know, 4 days to WrestleMania 41. And my. It is. Hopefully, they can pull something up out of these cards. But let me go into a little bit of something here. All right, about a couple of matches that aren't or are not at WrestleMania or on the card at WrestleMania. All right, we got the Street Profits, who are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And they're not on the card. I don't know if they're on the pre-show or anything like that, but they should have been at least booked on the card, either going against again Los Gaza or Pretty Deadly, DIY, or the Motor City Machine Guns. I know there's some matches that are going to be coming up Friday and everything, but those matches they could, I mean, there's no storyline behind anything really. To tell you the truth, I mean, Chelsea Green. It seemed like they were trying to build up something with her and Zelina Vega. I mean, Zelina, she was against Piper Nivens. She lost against Piper Nivens. Then there was a tag team with her and with Zelina Vega in it, and she lost that one. Then she came down for as a I guess as a rescue in the match, and she got beat up, by a fire and Piper Nivens. So and then Chelsea Green also. So you would think that they would have set up this match for the women's U.S. title at WrestleMania, with Chelsea Green or Zelina Vega. But please, if you agree, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share and hit the bell for next content. All right. And then again with Lyra Valkyria. She's in WrestleMania. She's on the card at WrestleMania, but she's going for a tag team title, which makes zero sense with her and Bayley because they're not a tag team. And I think that her Intercontinental belt should have been on the card for her to defend that title. You know, I don't know. The booking on this is crazy. But anyway, let's get into the matches for the predictions because this is where it's at. This is the meat and potatoes. Okay, I'm suspecting that this is going to probably be the opening match, and that's with Jey Uso and Gunther. I mean, they had Gunther destroying Jey Uso. I mean, he was destroying every time he came. Jey Uso came out to do an interview or anything. Here came Gunther. Gunther came and he destroyed Jey. Then they had the match, where Jimmy was going to try to fight, I guess, for the honor of Jey or whatever, or try to build Jey up for WrestleMania coming and everything. But Jimmy got in there and got his butt destroyed. I mean, Gunther destroyed him, which I think kind of lit another light in Jey to where now he says he's no longer afraid of Gunther. So in this match, because Jey has been called main event Jey Uso, but he's not even main event. They're not even main eventing WrestleMania the first night. They're not even doing it. So it's going to probably be the opening match. You know, um, it could be a good match. It should be because now Jay is in there fighting to get revenge for what was done to his brother and to try to get that belt from Gunther. And I believe Jay is going to be successful because the build to it and everything, how they were doing it, it kind of got shoddy in the scenes. But I'm believing that Jay is going to win that belt. And then the next match is going to be Rey Mysterio and El Grande Americano, now which is going to be cheesy. I don't see this match. It was just a match that was thrown together just to have it in there. We know Chad Gable is not going to be on the card for WrestleMania, but Chad Gable is actually going to be in WrestleMania as a Grande Americano. Now everybody's probably biting into the fact, no, that's not Chad Gable or anything, but it's Chad Gable. It is, and I believe Rey Mysterio is gonna win this match. It could end up being a free for all. It could explode into some good stuff and get something out of it. You know, because now that the fact that the Creeds are going to be there, Ivan is probably going to be there. Um, and then you got the LWO that's going to also be there too. So we'll see what happens in that, but ultimately, I believe Ray is going to win that match. Then we have the New Day and the War Raiders, which was another match that was thrown together. There's no heat with these matches, and I just can't wait to see exactly how the crowd is going to respond to some of these matches. But the New Day versus the War Raiders, the War Raiders in their promo were saying that, they're going to take the New Day to war. So I'm figuring, what kind of matches is going to be? Is it going to be a match where they're going to be all over the place, no disqualifications or anything like that? I know the titles are up and stuff, but what kind of matches is it going to be? Since they did use the word war, and war, hey, we all know what war is, so. And I'm predicting that the New Day wins that match. Um, they're starting to come in, but they got to really get that heel thing over and stuff. And I think they'll do it. Last week when they wrestled Raw and stuff, because now we're seeing rematches of the matches that are now on WrestleMania. Make that make sense and stuff. But I think the New Day wins that, and we'll see what happens as far as going down the road with those titles and stuff. But that's my prediction for that match for WrestleMania Night 1. And these are my predictions for WrestleMania Night 1. Okay. And then we got a match that I am definitely looking forward to, and that is Naomi and Jade Cargill. They got this one set up real perfect. And it's not even for a title. And it's crazy how the build is for it. And I think the build to this match is a lot better than the match that they have on the second night with John Cena and Cody Rhodes. This match here with Jade and Naomi, because now they took Naomi in another direction and stuff, gives her character, more to show about who Naomi is, because I'm telling you, Naomi is going to be a good heel. Everything on her has changed. Everything changed. I think her music needs to change from all that glow stuff to something different, something more sinister, the way that she is and stuff. But Jade Cargill, because they have brought her in, I think they're bringing her in to do something. I'm sure down the road they'll probably have her and Charlotte meet up in a match, which probably should be good and stuff. But I'm gonna give this match to Jade Cargill and stuff. My gut wants Naomi to win, but I kind of see it. I kind of feel what they're trying to do with it. And, because if Jade wins, it can go in any direction and stuff. Maybe it could be a future build up between her and Bianca. It could be a future build up between her and Charlotte. We're going to see. Oh, boy, that's going to be good. So, for the women's division, actually, it's going to be good. And then the next match I got on here is LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. Now, there's no heat between these guys. The only heat they had is what Solo Sokoa and them came down with Braun Strowman, or even with Randy Orton, and it's like, okay, we're gonna throw this match together for the U.S. title, and everything because we're going to put the title on Jacob Fatu. And I think that's how it's going to go. I think Jacob Fatu is going to win that match and stuff, which probably will lead up to the fact for him and Solo to go at it. And I said that on quite a few videos before. That Solo Sokoa and Jacob Fatu, they're gonna get into it. They're gonna get into it. Because you don't hear anything more or less as far as about the bloodline or anything like that. I mean, you still got Roman Reigns as the original chief and stuff like that. But with this bloodline thing, I don't know if they're gonna bring it back, what they're gonna do with it and stuff. You know, but I believe Jacob Fatu is gonna win this, and I think somehow it's gonna end up with him and Solo going at it and stuff. Because I think LA Knight is good. Take nothing away from LA Knight. He's great on the mic. He's absolutely good in the ring, and I think LA Knight should be going for a major title. One either the SmackDown title or the Raw title. Either one of them titles, I think LA Knight should have in his possession soon and stuff, or later, but still. And then we got Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, which built it up pretty good until they started having all these talk segments. And then from the talk segments, boy, they really went and got personal. I mean, they were bringing personal life stuff in, which is crazy and stuff. So I believe that there's a lot of heat between them two, not just professionally, but I think personally also and stuff. You got a 25-year-old going against a 42-year-old. And let me tell you, if Charlotte wins, good. I guess it would give what I was saying about Jade Cargill and Charlotte because that stare a couple of SmackDowns ago, um, that stare off. So I'm thinking that's going to set up something. And then just before Jade signed, with the WWE and signing to be on SmackDown, her and Charlotte had another, you know, entanglement together, you know, seeing each other, and that kind of went a little bit weird too and stuff. So we'll see. I believe that you know I would hope Tiffany would retain this title, but something's telling me that Charlotte Flair is going to win, and she really doesn't need a title to solidify herself. But I think that's what's going to happen. They brought her in for a reason, and I think it is for her and Jade to get together, and then Jade ultimately winning that title because they're not going to turn Jade a heel. Not yet, but they will, but not yet. And then the Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk match. Now we all know that was thrown together and stuff because neither one of them really has anything significantly to be fighting about unless Seth Rollins and CM Punk and stuff. And I think that's the match that it should have been. But you can't have WrestleMania without Roman Reigns, so he had to be on the card somewhere. And it's stupid because it's all over Paul Heyman. Everything is about Paul Heyman and about Paul Heyman, you know, trying to Paul Heyman, owing these favors and stuff like that, and it's crazy, So he's gonna end up in CM Punk's corner for WrestleMania, not the tribal chief Roman Reigns, because he's not gonna be in his corner, which he should have been in his corner, in Roman Reigns' corner. He was there for the whole 4 years that Roman held the title and stuff. And I just can't believe that Roman is not into a title match at this WrestleMania, trying to regain his title that he lost and stuff against Cody Rhodes. I mean, it would have been a great build-up, but this is John Cena's, last year and stuff on his retirement tour and stuff. So yeah, it's ooh. But out of this match and everything, I guess it only makes sense that I believe Seth Rollins is going to win this one and and stuff, and then it's gonna be a good one though. It's gonna be a good one, and like I said, it's 4 days now until WrestleMania or the first night on WrestleMania, and those are my predictions. Thank you for watching and joining me on my channel and stuff. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Leave a comment, hit that bell. Let me know how you're feeling. If you agree, disagree, let me know. Talk to me. All right. God bless you. Deuces, and I'll see you on the next video.